Welcome back to the show. Now, do you find yourself making the same old New Year's resolutions, maybe lose weight or get organized? Well, maybe we should be thinking about adding our relationships and how we deal with them to that list.
Let's find out if that's a good idea with relationship expert Kat Roby. Kat, Happy New Year.
Hi, Happy New Year.
Thanks for coming back.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a great idea to do this.
It is a great idea.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so as Heather said, I mean, there's all these different types of New Year's resolutions you can have for yourself.
That's all we're hearing about these days.
Right. But how about when it comes to couples? Is that a good idea to actually make New Year's resolutions for your relationship?
Well, the word resolutions, I think people get kind of hung up on whether it's going to stick or not. But you know what? It's a great time for reflection. It's a great time to look and see if things can be improved. And if you're okay with the word resolution, yeah, maybe there's some goals that you want to put onto your relationship and, you know, kind of maneuver differently within it. In relationship with your partner, relationship with your family, relationship with yourself. You know? There's all different ways to look at this. And any time that we're able to kind of check in and scan how we're doing or how we're contributing or not, or what we're willing to accept from someone or not, I think that's a great thing.
Well, and I think when we're talking about trying to improve ourselves, that actually kind of comes into play when we're talking about our relationships. Because one thing I know, one of my resolutions is I want to be a better partner. You know, I want to be able to listen better. I want to not go to anger so quickly in a fight, you know, these kind of things. So maybe start us on that path of looking at ourselves to better our relationships.
Yeah, there's some really, can we use quotes here?
Sure.
Fun ways of looking at this. Because yeah, maybe you get angry fast, or maybe your feelings get hurt, or things that would make you say, don't do that, you're making me angry. It's kind of a neat thing to just turn the whole thing around and say, what is it that's making me angry about that? What am I making that mean? Or how am I egging this on? You know, I just had an interaction not too long ago where perhaps my motivation for asking a question that I asked and did upset the other person was kind of a needly question I was asking. I didn't check in with myself, first of all, to say, why are you asking this particular question? You know what? I'm not looking for just information. I'm checking something, I'm validating something. So there's a place where I could have gone, you know what, I'm not going to ask that question because I'm not looking for the right piece of information here.
Right. And if maybe somebody asks a question sort of, you know, mindlessly and maybe offend somebody, that may be because you're sort of on autopilot. And I think the New Year's sort of would you say it's a nice way to sort of reevaluate and come back and say, what have I been doing for the past year that really I should change this year because I've been sort of going the old method and now.
Yeah, we can fall into really easy ruts and not even realize it. So definitely waking up, tuning into some of that stuff is really important. And then what I like to think about in terms of overall resolutions and improvement, because I'm constantly trying to find new and better versions of myself, so to speak, is this fluid place where even if you do that thing again, where, like for me, I asked something funky and I probably shouldn't have, or you got angry, you know, being able to go, I'm sorry, you know, after the fact, I'm sorry that I said that, that wasn't my intention, I'm working on some stuff here, please forgive me, you know, like, and for as trite or cliche that possibly sounds in this arena, it's hard to do. So it's like giving us a little bit more space, because of a lot of the reasons why resolutions themselves, whatever they are, don't work is because we get very black and white about them. Right? So it's January 2nd and I had a pot roast, the whole thing, and now I can't, my diet's
impressive,
ruined.
first of all.
Right?
But secondly, yeah.
Exactly. So being able to say, okay, today looked like this, but my overall goal is over here. So yeah, I'm not going to hit the mark every time, but the point is lessening that gap in between, or at least being aware of it and trying to do something about it. It might feel bumpy and awkward, but you're vulnerable.
Exactly, and it's okay to be vulnerable.
It's the thing
and
we
I
want
love
the
that.
most, yeah.
Now, I want to actually touch on something else. I know a lot of us want to improve our relationships, but some people might not be in a healthy relationship. So is this also kind of the time we should be looking at that and maybe make changes if that's what needs to happen?
If that's what needs to happen. I think that's probably the biggest pill to swallow, is to be honest with yourself about what it is. There's different storylines, of course, that we could talk about, but are you in a relationship where you're absolutely not feeling like a priority? Like there's no evidence that this person wants to be connected to you. What are you holding on to? Are you holding on to what could have been, what used to be? Have you tried and it's just not working? Like at some point, when are you going to be real about what's going on and what you need to do about that? And I think a lot of that we call, you know, like hoping that something's going to change. Hope without evidence is a drug. My supervisor, my guru that I talk with to keep my brain straight, says that. I think, yeah, we get lost in what could be or the fantasy versus I don't feel chosen at all. So how am I in this relationship? What am I getting? So
Well, and the fantasy aspect of it, like you're saying, goes into, there's really three. There's new year, new relationship, which is you stay in your relationship and you make it better. You get out of your relationship, or if you're single, if you're living in the land of the single people and you want to go into a relationship, but say maybe you've been having trouble, what resolutions can people sort of start thinking about? How can I get back into the dating arena and sort of make it different than last year? What should people be thinking about?
I think the biggest thing that people stumble on when they're dating or thinking about going out in that pool is, how will I be accepted? So making myself look a certain way or participate in certain things that may or may not be a genuine fit for you. I think that's dicey.
Yeah.
You know, when you think, oh, I have to be this so that I can find someone that will XYZ. You know, you put yourself into a position that is eventually that's really not who you are. You could potentially be kind of resentful with how that relationship goes because you weren't honest and kind of accepting of who you are.
It's kind of doomed from the start.
Right. And then the other person really doesn't get to know who you are because you're not showing up in the real way. So it's kind of scary because, yeah, maybe someone isn't going to like your particular personality or hobby or whatever, but it's the truth. And if you're not going to honor it, they're not going to honor it.
Yeah.
Right. Be yourself. Don't be what you
yourself.
think they want you to be.
Yeah.
Okay, a good example of this, I think, is those dating sites where people put up pictures of themselves from like 30 years before.
Yeah.
Y'all,
dishonest.
take a new picture.
Yeah.
Put that new picture up.
Hashtag new picture.
Right?
Well, Kat, I can't tell you how much I enjoy when you come on. I think this
you.
was a great topic today, something that all of us can really use in our own lives, whatever our situation is.
All of us.
So I want to thank you so much, and I look forward to the next time you're on.
Thank you.
Me too.
And for more relationship advice, just call Kat Roby at 906-3392 or go online to robycounseling.com.